So we're down here on the Zero Grazer stand now and the Sunny Ploughing Championships. I'm after finding Niall O'Reilly here. Niall, just before we get into the machines, tell us a little bit about the history of Zero Grazing.
It all started about 15 years ago. This is our 14th plough and 15 year actually trading. So back in the day, everybody thought we were mad in the head trying to promote a concept of zero grazing. 15 years later, it seems to have worked. And as I said, started off, I think our first year we sold 10-12 machines, up in 700 machines working out throughout Ireland and the UK, and as the saying goes, the rest is history. It worked, but lots of hard work, lots of early mornings and late nights, and we proved it worked. We knew it worked, and we had to go out to the country and show and prove it done it. And the farmers of Ireland, you know, the early adapters took it on, and the rest followed, and it's becoming more mainstream every year now. So from something that we were told wasn't going to work 10, 12, 13 years ago, mainstream today. Yeah.
Look, it suits the farmer that maybe has fragmented ground, you know what I mean, bringing grass into the cows. Just this machine here, Niall, tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, this is a flagship machine here, our ZG100, quite unique in that most of our ZG100s would be just done with a tandem axle, 4 wheels, steering on the back. This is unique in that it's tri-axle and we're steering front and back, looking at more so the larger dairy farmer and in some cases the larger contractor who's giving the service out to local dairy farmers. Quite a large machine for the contractor, but has front and back steer, so handy enough in them tricky yards.
Okay. Do you know what I mean? They need to be heavy and they need to be built of good stuff. Niall, like what's in this?
Yeah, basically what we're trying to do is make a strong machine but keep it light. These machines have to go out in February, they have to go out in October, November, and it might look lovely and shiny sitting in the yard, but if that yoke is not out in the field cutting grass, well, you've bought the wrong machine of us. So what we're trying to achieve here is build it light but build it strong, and that's, I suppose, throughout the machine, just smart engineering and use of high tensile steel and just good engineering throughout the machine to try and keep it light, but very important, keep it strong. You're dealing with dairy farmers and it needs to be made of good stuff, and I think they're out there to prove that Zero Grazer,
and look, it's obviously on big flotation tyres, very important as well, Niall.
Yeah, working a 710 radial flotation tyre. The machine wouldn't work without them, it's as simple as that. We've got to have it well shod.
Very good. Niall, I want to bring you over to this machine here. This is a much smaller machine.
Yeah, this is our mini grazer, so from one extreme to the other you're looking at the ZG100, a tri-axle down to a wee machine, and unique. 2 of them out there working, in fact one here on the Zero Grazer stand and the other over in the innovation arena with hand engineering. So definitely has caused the store. It's connected to the Ford 4000, and yes, the Ford 4000 has actually used the machine. What we're trying to get across is we're looking after the small man as well. A wee tractor will do the job. So yeah, it's definitely creating a scene at the ploughing. No 2 doubts about it.
This machine, who are you aiming for with this? Is it the dairy herd with less than 100 cows, or where are we going? Yeah,
I suppose, as I said, our 14th ploughing, and this really has started right from the start. If we go back and look at the inquiries we were getting down through the years, it wasn't just farming that was coming as to say, oh, is there a small machine that could, you know, maybe maintain a large football pitch? We had stud farmers coming to say, Niall, we just have a wee machine that would be fit to clean out paddocks. So these were the inquiries we were getting down through the years, and this is what this was born out of. So as I said, not going away from our roots, yes. There is small dairy farmers, small beef farms still looking to buy this machine off us, but it's a more versatile machine than that. We probably will see this working with maybe county councils, on stud farms, on large landscaping contractors who have large green areas to cut, and it's going to tick the box for them customers as well.
Yeah. Niall, look, it's very neat and tidy. What's the capacity of it?
A 5 cubic metre machine. We have weighed it with a full load of grass on a dry day. We have put exactly 1,020 kilos of grass in there. That was on a relatively dry day. Maybe even today being drier again, we'd be looking at somewhere maybe 700-800 kilos. But I suppose the idea behind it was a round baler with a mower in front, and that's what we achieved with the mini grazer.
Yeah, and again it's on flotation tyres as well.
Again, a radial flotation tyre on a 500, a big difference between the 710, but the machine, the tyre and the machine go hand in hand.
Yeah. Look, Niall, the stand is very well set up. How much organising, I suppose, goes into getting ready for the ploughing?
Yeah, look, it looks all lovely and it's here for 3 days, but yeah, look, if the truth be known, there's a lot of logistics behind the ploughing. You have a week beforehand organising and getting down here, you have a week here off it, and you have a week tidying up. So look, I think any exhibitor will tell you here, brilliant to be here. Weather fantastic, but the truth be known, it's not simple getting here. It's a lot of hard work, but brilliant to be here.
Yeah, and look, we can see the interest in this machine already. Have you many inquiries about maybe purchase?
Yeah, definitely. First day of the ploughing. What are we? 2 o'clock. It's been a strong morning. A good inquiry from a few stud farmers, good inquiries from a few small dairy farmers. Capacity there, if we go back to our roots and talk about dairy farmer, the full of that will feed about 25 cows for a 12-hour period. So yeah, that's appealing to a good few farmers we spoke to this morning to.
Okay, thanks very much for that, Niall.
Absolutely, no problem.